Sounds rolling.
You are now tapped in with Through My Eyes with one eye.
Red Willie.
Through my eyes with one eye. The world, it was contact.
Hey, this your boy Ill Will. Make sure y'all tap into the World's Illest Podcast. You are now tapped into Up Late at Night with 25/8 Networks in the building. I got my man Ace Montana.
Boom, boom,
and I got my
boom.
man Ant J in the building.
Yo.
Y'all give it up for him one time.
Yeah, we in the building.
Ace Montana, you back again. You know, you came down here last year for the Kentucky Urban Entertainment Awards. You was in the building with Chevy. You here again this year, but this year you brought Ant J in the building too. What up, Ant J? How you been doing, man?
Chilling, man, making it through, man, every day.
Had to bring my little homie through, man. I wish I would have brought my team up here, but life.
Hey, life always happens. It always hits, but it's all good. We here. Shout out to my man Flo. You know he on the sticks. And Flex Your Mind. Y'all need anything, make sure y'all tap in to Flex Your Mind. But so what brings y'all back? What brings you back to Kentucky again? What was it about the Kentucky Urban Entertainment Awards that, you know, it's something that you took from there that made you want to come back again?
Game changing. For me, seeing the culture, seeing the award show, seeing how everybody was coming together, it was just like, bro, I love the energy up here. You know, it like I said last time, it's different compared back home.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I was bringing him with me this time, man. I was going to bring my team with me, and I was like, this going to be an open eye experience for everybody. You feel me? So I was just like, you know what? Let me invite him because he definitely needed, you know. And this is his first time out here too.
Yeah. So Ant J, what's up with you, man?
I'm chilling, man. I'm just enjoying being out here. I don't never really move that far with my music, you know what I'm saying? I stay in my little state and that's it. Now I'm out in a different state, you know what I'm saying? Ace brought me out. I'm chilling, man.
So is this your first time coming down to Kentucky, or have you been here before?
Nah, I've never been to Kentucky. I've been like all around Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina, Maryland, everywhere around Virginia, but I haven't been to Kentucky before. So
Okay, man, that's what's up, man. So you just flew in today, or did you drive up here?
just flew in today.
Okay. What do you think? You came into Kentucky. What do you think? What have you heard about Kentucky? You know, we got some artists that's popping out here now.
Yeah.
We got Jack Harlow, we got Bryson Tiller, we got ESTG. You know, we got Mars. She doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? What have you heard about Kentucky? And
Shout out John Woo.
What are some of those things that you think like, hey, this is the state that I need to tap in with?
You know, I ain't heard too much. I did not know that Jack Harlow was from Kentucky, so that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew Bryson Tiller was though, but I haven't heard too much. Like I feel like these states, like right in this area right here, besides maybe like Tennessee and North Carolina, like there's not a whole lot going on with them. You know what I'm saying? People talk about DC because like Wale and some of the artists that come out of there, but like I feel like people don't talk enough about. You know, as I didn't know Jack Harlow was from here. I like, you know, I guess Churchill Downs, I guess that makes sense now. Like, I guess that makes more sense now. But like, yeah, I mean,
So
it's
let me
just great
ask
to
you
be
this.
out here.
You didn't know Jack Harlow was from here.
Yeah.
Did you know Nappy Roots was from here?
Nah, I didn't know that either.
Nappy Roots is from Kentucky too. Platinum selling group. Did they thing.
Yeah.
Some are from Bowling Green, some are from Louisville.
Yeah.
Definitely a group that was put together. Shout out to Big V. Big V, when you ready, I need you on the show, man. You already know what it is. Tap in with me. But yeah, Big V, a lot of those individuals, they right here from Kentucky.
Yeah.
You know, they had that hell no, man.
Yeah.
Y'all done up and done it. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people look at Kentucky and they think that it's country, and they
Yeah.
think that because of the depiction that went on in the video, but really it's really not like that.
Yeah,
I'm saying that if you listen to ESTG and you
Yeah.
look at any of the things that he do, you will see a lot of the street shit that's in his videos. Not just him, but it's a lot of other
Yeah.
artists. You know what we got? 38 Honcho. You got
Dame.
You got Dame. You know what I'm saying? You got people from all over
Yeah.
the state of Kentucky who's doing their thing, and they just really spitting that
Gotta
trap.
throw in KP too, you know. Gotta keep pushing KP.
Oh yeah.
Gotta throw in KP in there because she from around the area too.
Man, yeah.
That my dog there.
You talking about KP, she just recently went down to she with YSF, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool,
yeah,
cool,
yeah,
cool,
yeah.
cool. Yeah. She's definitely from around the way. She definitely been doing the thing. I worked behind the past before. Shout out to KP. You know what I mean? You know what it is. It's all love. Now, Ant J, back when let's talk about your music for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So back in the day, probably about 14 years ago, when you were younger, that's when you really got into music. So
Yes,
you
sir.
started writing music in elementary school, or were you a little bit older? And what
Yeah.
was those type of influences that made you want to get into that?
Yeah, so I started writing music in elementary school, and that was the first song I wrote was to a girl, like just on some love song stuff. Like and that's when I was singing too. Like
Okay.
I thought I could sing, I couldn't sing for real, but like, well, you know, everybody telling you when you that young that you can sing, like, but that's when I was into like, that's when I was just straight R&B. Like
Okay.
I was like on some like Candy Girl New Edition. That was like my favorite song like ever. Like Candy Girl by New Edition and Coolin' Now. Like it was just straight New Edition. Whatever my mom was listening to, that's what I was listening to. And then eventually, I think I heard like J. Cole and like M.B.M. And then it became like, I'm gonna do some hard rap stuff, you know what I'm saying? The rippity rap, you know what I'm saying? You gotta always spit fast, always on some hard stuff. Just always a metaphor in that junk. And then it kind of just smoothed out. I just started experimenting because I just started getting introduced to all kinds of music. And I just, you know what I'm saying? Whatever I can make, I'll make it. You know what I'm saying?
Right there, man. That's dope. That's normally how it go. I can remember back in the day, being one of those kids who had that Boys to Men joint. But then as I grew older,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and I started learning a lot more about music. You know what I mean? I got into more hip hop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Type of more hip hop type of stuff. So definitely, I understand that. So you did your singing thing. You also rapping. So kind of like a mixture of. So kind of like a Drake kind of like that, right?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. So you still incorporate the R&B music, but then you add the rapping too?
Yeah, so I would say like, I mean, for the most part, I don't sing on my tracks. Like I'll try to, you know, hold a tune every now and then, but I am not a singer. Like, but for the most part, where the R&B comes in is like the topic of it, cause like there's not a whole lot of rap songs that's like about love, right?
Yeah.
Like, but I'll make entire EPs about love, like the Allure EP or the Deep Purple EP. I'm kind of changing it now, changing up the style a little bit, but I mean that'll always be a part of, you know, who I am and what I do.
I seen in your bio you talked about the Allure EP, a couple of tracks off of there too.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, I'm gonna tap in with my man Ace Montana one time. Nah, Ace Montana, like I said, you was here last year. You back again, man. Glad to see you here. You know what I'm saying? Glad you came back and that you took something from, you know, the Kentucky Urban Entertainment Awards. Shout out DJ Slick. Shout out DJ Empty Beats. Shout out to everybody that got something to do with that, the whole Kentucky Urban Entertainment Awards. But since you have left, you went back home. You've been doing your thing. You've been recording. You've been back with your team. But you started your label.
M.B.M, Motivated by Music Records.
Man, so where did the Motivated by Music Records come from? Talk about the name, where you got that from, and what's your plan with the label?
I changed the name like 3 times. So let me just go here.
There's nothing wrong with rebranding. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with rebranding.
So
I done been Will, Ill Will, to One Eye Willis. I understand. Let's go.
So it went from MCD, make music, create dreams, from MDB. I forgot what that was. And then I was like, could a DJ say that real fast? You know what I'm saying? Me and my team come in the building or whatever. And I was like, I kept saying M.B.M. I'm like, you know what? Let me text my brother and see what he think. And he was like, that's the one. That's it. And I was like, motivated by music. Like music always been my motivation. You know, whoever I listen to, like working out, playing ball, or, you know, whatever I do, music always been motivation for me. And I know I want my music to be motivation for all the youngest out here. Because, you know, like I said last time, I always mumbo jumbo out here. You feel me? So, you know, as far as the team go, shout out to MC Dub, my label mate, his wife. They've been helpful. Shout out to Maury. Shout out to Hesse and my 2 producers. They weren't able to make it because, like I said, life happens, and you know they've been good. We've been doing creative sessions together and just having fun. You know, as far as the rest of the team go, I'm just building a staff, trying to grow. You know, I ain't trying to build with more artists, trying to build like videographers, photographers, more producers, PR people, and just trying to grow. You know.
So you trying to have that real big team where, you know, kind of like the Nipsey Hussle kind of like thing, all money in, no money out. You got everybody on your team. You really don't got to worry about utilizing no outsourced resources, outside resources there, right?
Basically.
That's what's up right
Trying. It's stressful, but I'm trying.
So as far as artists, so you an artist on M.B.M, you know, Ant J, you an artist on M.B.M too, or are you
not yet.
just doing your own solo thing?
Not yet.
Okay, so an artist, or is it just you, or you just building the team?
It's me and my label mate, MC Dub.
Okay.
And he hard. He's hard. For real. He's hard. It's just me and him right now. I want to bring him on, but I'm still focused on myself, and I want to get him my full attention because I don't want to just be saying, "Oh yeah, you know, giving you false hope." You feel me? I don't want to give him false hope. You know, if somebody else want to pick him up, cool. You feel me? Ain't no bad blood behind that. But you know, as far as my label is just 2 artists right now, and that's it. Me and MC Dub, man. We got a couple tracks together, but right now it's just building a staff and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's what's up right there, man. Good, man. Just keep working, man. You know, slow motion better than no motion.
Amen. Amen. You better speak it again.
You know what I'm saying? You real talk. Now, Ant J. Now, about 3 years ago, that's when you decided to really start taking music serious. Yeah. And you dropped the project Allure. Talk about your project Allure. What was the standout track from that? And what was the motivation behind you doing that?
So I started with like the motivation for it was, so as I said, like R&B for me is where I started at, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and that's kind of what got me back into the music was R&B. Okay. Englewood Sir dropped the album, one of the artists on TDE, and I was like, this is a dope album. Like one of my favorite albums all time. Like really, if you looked at my top 10 most listened to songs, probably all 10 of those songs on that album, or on that playlist. And it was just dope, like, and it really inspired me to write music again and like make a situation out of it, because you know I got into like videography and filmmaking and stuff like that, and then I made like a movie in my head kind of thing. So that's where Allure came from, was like it's like a toxic love story basically throughout the entire thing. And what stood out was the song Allure, which has a sample of Like I Want You by Giveon, which was a huge song at that time.
That's what's up. So
like the sample's that, and then I'm kind of taking that and I'm giving it this, I call it a skip rhythm, because it like feels like when I'm with you, it's like a run, jump, run, jump. When I'm with you, I don't need no proof the angels exist, right? And it's like a run, jump. And that kind of got me back into like the scheme of how I'm making my music and stuff like that. So it felt right. You know what I'm saying? It just came out the right time. I was just getting out of college, like, or not just getting out, I was about to finish college. And like, it was the right time to do it.
So what college did you go to? You talked about, you brought up college. Let's talk about what college. You were out on the East Coast. You went from VA. What college you went to? Hampton?
Nah, man. Nah, I didn't go to HBCU.
What's VCU?
Nah, it's a little nowhere. It's in Little Nowhere, Virginia, Farmville. It's called Longwood University. Yeah, it was a time.
What did you go out there to major in, though? What was your major?
Yeah.
You know, and all of that. Talk about that.
Yeah, so I started off as an anthropology major because I love culture and I wanted to travel, but I fell asleep in those classes. So I was looking around. I was like, oh, maybe I'll do computer science. Fell asleep in those classes. And then I ended up going to communications, and that's where I found my love for videography and film. So I guess that's kind of where it started, was like the film videography, and then I made that movie in my head, and then I wrote the songs to it. Right. So yeah.
Man, I had to ask you that, man. Shout out to WKU, Western Kentucky University. That's where I went to. Got my degree in television production, minor in entrepreneurship. So I heard you and Flo talking back and forth about, you know, dealing with the cameras and stuff like that. That's kind of like my whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm really into that. but now you know you jumped into the music. Talk about some of your musical influences growing up. Who were some of those individuals who you tapped into to
Yeah.
was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I need to create like this.
Yeah. So again, it always started with New Edition. Like that's my first like musical influence ever. Like New Edition was just everything to me. Like, and then as I said, Eminem became a big name for me, and then J Cole. And J Cole has been the one that's I think stuck with me the longest. Like there's not a J Cole album that I'm like I don't fuck with this. You know what I'm saying?
Cold world.
So it was J Cole, Wale. I already said Sir, but Sir like for me, Sir put me back into music again. So like Sir is always gonna have like a special place in the way I create music. Nipsey Hussle's a big one. We already talked about Nip. Like Nip, just he inspires me to be hungry for it. You know what I'm saying? Like not even necessarily in like my sound of my music, but just being hungry to like go get it, and like inspires me to just go get that shit because you can. Like and he's done it, and he still stayed in Compton. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I can give back to my community. You know, just the same way.
Where do I start? where do I start? With Trouble, the first song that made me like become a fan of him was on his Green Light mixtape. It was two songs actually. It was I Can't and Seen It All. And them two songs, like especially I Can't, it showed like a little softer side. Like, you know, everybody been in love before, but you ain't never think your girl gonna just sit out there and cheat on you, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, you know, a dude, you know how Trouble get down. It's just like you seen a dude like that, it's just like showing a softer side. It was just like, bruh, that did something to me. Like, that's why he became my favorite artist, my biggest influence. You know, I got 5 others, but I grew up, like, I was in high school when this dude came out. Like, I listened to him all the way to the day he passed. So
That's what's up.
still bump his music to that day.
Rest in peace, Trouble, man. Definitely. I remember being down there in Atlanta, me, Dane, and Kid. We was at a shoe store. We was coming out. Trouble was coming in. We ran into each other. You know what I mean? And Kid kind of like spoke to him, asked him how much it is for a feature, so on and so forth, man. So that was my only really run in with Trouble, but definitely tapped into his music, you know what I'm saying, in the past before. So
I met his mama a couple months ago.
Okay.
Well, yeah, 2 months ago. Because you know they had a 1-year reunion, well, anniversary of their death. Yeah, so I met his mama out there and met one of his friends, Scotty Smart. I've been already chopping it up with him because Scotty Smart is a dude that's basically like an actor. But Scotty Smart is just basically a dude that he been pushing politics and stuff like that for the black community and stuff like that. And Scotty, he really like enforced mental health for black men and stuff. So he had pointed out a book one day, and I looked into the book, and that really helped me out on mental. So I met his friends and met, his mama and stuff, and that was like seeing the energy that he held. It was dope. You know what I'm saying? So.
That's what's up right there, man. Definitely dope right there, man. I know you was happy to make that type of connection with the fam, with the mom, the friends, so on and so forth. Let's talk about your track "Too Much" featuring Meech. So that's one of your favorite. That's one of the favorite tracks that you kind of like ever released, man. Why do you put that at one of your top tracks that you like the most?
Cause I would come back with vengeance.
Yeah.
Like people doubted me when folks seen me back home, or folks seen that I kind of gave up on music for a short period of time, and I just wanted a statement to be known. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But also it's just like a message to all the youngins out there, like don't give up on your dreams because of somebody else, because you gotta be hungry for this. You feel me? And I'm hungry for it. I always been hungry for it. It's just, it took me a while just to get my feelings back into it, because I really lost my way, trying to be like everybody else, trying to rap like everybody else, And that song is just, I cried when I finished that song. I ain't gonna even lie. Well, finish my verse, because it was just like, it was impactful for me, at least. Yeah.
Definitely. Now, Ant J, Now, as we said earlier, the past 3 years you started taking music serious, but you've also released 4 EPs. One of those EPs is the Deep Purple EP.
Yes, sir.
Talk about that. What's one of those tracks from off of that, and how did the people, how receptive were the people to that music when you released it?
Got you. Yeah, so that one also came at a special time to me. It was me and my ex-girlfriend now. We were just came up on our 4-year anniversary, and I just kind of like made an album kind of about our situation, like, and it's essentially the opposite of Allure, where Allure is the toxic love story. Deep Purple was the real love story, and it was raw. I had a song on there called Juxtaposition, and that's my favorite song I think I've ever written.
Okay.
Just because it's raw. You know what I'm saying? It's my raw emotions of like how I felt about love and like being afraid of like really taking that next step to commit to a relationship or like commit to like, you know, marriage or whatever, like that kind of love. But like throughout the album, like even with that being juxtaposed to the rest of the album, like it's still like the realest song. Like it's me to my core. You know what I'm saying?
So was that you taking kind of like a film term and kind of like adding it to your music?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was. And as I said, it's like it's perfect for this album because the album's about love, and like that song is completely like it's about love, but it's about fearing love. And I think my favorite line on that is like, love is fear of being alone. It's just like, dang, that's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially like for me, it's like, dang, like,
Man,
is that really how I
you know
feel?
what that makes me think of, man, my partner, man, no, rest in peace, man, no, he used to always say, man, you don't want to wake up one day, be 50 and single.
Yeah.
Where the hoes at? Yeah, see, so it kind of, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you don't want to, get your shit in order.
Yeah.
Type deal.
Exactly.
Man, that's dope. Now, your favorite overall track that you have released. Now, is it Nasty L Baby or is it Nasty Lil Baby? Make sure I'm saying it right.
I'm Nasty Lil Baby.
Yeah, it's Nasty Little Baby. So it's like in the song I use French.
Okay.
So this isn't really like,
My nigga, you speaking French?
yeah. In the song I started speaking French in the middle of it. So this isn't like this isn't like grammatically like done right, because I mean if you want to use the L then apostrophe, it needs to be another vowel right there. But I was like, let's just make it look a little more French, and then just went with the, you know, L apostrophe baby. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's my favorite song I've written, and because I mean, like lyrically, is again I like to tell stories. Like if you really listen to it, it's a story. Like, you know what I'm saying? It starts off. It's a sexual story, so you know what I'm saying, listen at your own risk. But like it starts off, you know, with the foreplay, then to the next thing, and to the next thing, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, until the end, you know what I'm saying? So it's tough. It's tough.
That's for sure right there, man. Definitely, man. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out. You know what I'm saying? You speaking that French on there.
Nasty Lil Baby.
That John go. That John go.
Ace Montana. Now, you've been working with people, you've been building your team, you've been building your camp, but you still kind of focused on you focused on your career. Talk about what you got coming up in the future, what you currently working on, and, you know, all of that.
A lot. So I just found out yesterday that you tapped in with my boy Dirty Capone.
Dirty Coleon.
Dirty Capone.
Dirty Coleon. He definitely has his TV. He got a streaming service. He shoots movies. He shoots videos. Man, Dirty been putting in work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be a part of his movie sometime soon. I ain't gonna say when, but yeah, shout out Chevy for that alley.
We got to shout out Chevy. What up, Matty B? You already know what time it is. You know we rocking out.
Yeah, man. So that, and then I'm just loading up on music. I got this one song called "Style Like Mine," and then I got this other song called "All the Time." Y'all better get ready. Yeah, I hope. Hey, what the boys be saying? I hope y'all been having fun while I've been gone, cause I'm coming. Best believe. How do y'all say? We coming.
Coming. You want to move, man. Got a lot of so a project in the works or just a couple of tracks that you released?
Just a couple of tracks. I got the last time I came here. I said the album will be Uncharted Territory, but that's gonna be an album. I got EPs in the work, but right now I'm just loading up on music right now. Trying to link up with Dane so we can go ahead and knock out a song one of these days.
You here in town? I mean, what does it take to get it popping?
We gonna find out. We gonna find out. I've been sweating him by a song, but it be me most of the time because I just don't want to put Dame on any song. I want to put him on a right beat to bring out that best potential out of him. You know what I'm saying? And same for me because I don't want to just put him on any song. You know what I'm saying? I want a song that like y'all gonna be like, oh no, y'all killed this. I need a whole tape from y'all. You know what I'm saying? So it be me most of the time. I be overthinking it. So
now, Ant J, another question for you. You got coming up, Kill My Doubt. That's your single that you releasing. Talk about that single. Who produced that, and what can people expect from that track that you coming out with?
Got you. Yeah. So Kill My Doubt is literally like the title suggests. Like it's gonna be gritty. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna like give you the vibe of like I'm trying to make it. You know what I'm saying? I'm hungry for it. Like so that's what Kill My Doubt means for me. I dropped a song called Always, or not really a song. It was more like a video that I put out called Always Doubt Hard, and it's kind of like this kind of like continues off of that song, like just of I'm trying to get it and I'm gonna go get it. You know what I'm saying? It's Kill My Doubt and then / Feed My Ego. Cause I'm like I'm a flex. You know what I'm saying? I'm a stand out. And when I come out, this is different from Allure. This is different from Deep Purple. This is different from Tuck My Diamonds. Like this is a whole different Ant that you haven't seen for real yet. Like that I'm gonna lay everything on the track. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it my all.
That's what's up right there, man. You also are going to, let me make sure I get this correct, the RVA Music Fest. What's the RVA Music Fest? Where's that at?
Yeah.
Talk about that. Give the listeners who tap into this a little bit of information about what that is. So
it's a music fest for independent artists out in Richmond, Virginia. And they so I think it's Supreme Talents that puts it on. They just give a whole bunch of independent artists a stage to just go out and perform your songs. So I'll be doing probably 3 songs or so just to get back on the stage again. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing open mics and stuff like that coming up to it just to practice. But when I get on stage, I'm gonna go crazy. So that's the goal. I gotta get there and just see what's up. Yeah.
That's what's up right there, man. Do your thing out there at that show, man. Definitely gonna be tapping in with you. Now, one more question for both of y'all.
Gotcha.
Now, last Friday was the hip hop 50 years of the hip hop culture. Talk about what you all did to celebrate that, and talk about what the hip hop culture means to you guys.
Got you. So I didn't do too much to celebrate. I just kind of stay in the studio. So you know what I'm saying? I be to myself, I don't really go out like that.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Hip hop is everything to me for real. And I know that's kind of the typical answer for everybody, but I really grew up listening to hip hop. I started with R&B, and then what creates who I am today, how I make film, how I make video, how I do anything is based off of hip hop, based off of poetry and stuff like that. So without that, I don't know where I would be. You know what I'm saying? I probably wouldn't be doing video. I'd probably be doing anthropology or computer science right now. Bored out my mind behind the desk. You know what I'm saying? So, or if I was that good, I don't know if I was that good, but everybody say you was that good at ball when you was younger. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what I would be doing for real. I'd definitely be behind the desk somewhere. And I don't like that. I don't even like the thought of that. Even at work right now, I'm a video editor right now for work, but I at least get to do something fun with that. But being behind the desk, computer science, I would be bored out of my head. Like, so this is life. This is fun. Like, this is where I want to be.
That's what's up.
We the
Talk about
culture.
that for you.
Hip hop is the culture. I mean, they can't replicate it. So I mean, what you expect? I mean, I love hip hop. Hip hop saved my life.
Yeah.
My pops had a big old thing of CDs with like everything. Like I said, West Coast music. That's what I was listening to. So it's just like listening to hip hop, listening to those stories, and to me not rapping to me rapping now. It's just like hip hop saved my life. I feel like it. And what I was doing, same thing he was doing, locked in, doing back end stuff, trying to get everything ready for the label. And I'm just working. That's what I was doing. But 50 years, another 50, you gonna see my name on there. You feel me?
Right
So
there,
you
man.
finna see my name.
We're gonna keep moving this thing forward. Now, before we get out of here, make sure you let them know, Ant J, and you let them know too. Where can they find y'all at on social media? Where can they get the music? And let them know everything they can tap into right now.
Apple Music, Ace Montana, Ace, MXNTVNV. Same thing with Instagram, Twitter, Threads, TikTok.
Tap into that thread.
Yeah, tap in with that. And don't bother me on Twitter. Twitter is that's uncharted territory for real. Don't mess with me on Twitter.
Twitter for the other shit, man. You can follow me on Instagram at Ant J Music, ANTJMUSIC. Follow me on TikTok as well, the same thing. My music's everywhere on every streaming service, so really anywhere, and it's just Ant space J space music. If you don't put the space, it's gonna send you somewhere else. So you know what I'm saying? Make sure you got the space in that jump. So
So, man, well, y'all already know what it is. This is Up Late at Night with 25/8 Networks. This your host, your boy One Eye Willie, and y'all are now tapped in. Make sure y'all go check out this episode, check out the previous episode, and the episode before that too. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and comment on the content too. Shout out to my boy Flex Your Mind. Y'all need y'all video done. Make sure y'all tap in with him. Shout out to my man Audio Plug. Y'all need some beats. Make sure y'all tap into him. Shout out to my man Beezy. Y'all need some work out there in Colorado. Make sure you tap into him. This is what it is. We pushing culture forward. And we out of here. This episode 6, Ace Montana, Ant J. Shout out to everybody who tapping in and everybody who rocking with us. We out of here.